gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about Tamaya.
Hello. Welcome to the Tamaya Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about another story that I had with a friend. She was one of the first friends that I dated after my divorce. So that puts us at about 2014. I met this girl that I started to know, met her online, told you guys about that story. You guys need to go back if you don't know. And if you don't know, start from the beginning until you find it. But it's a girl, I met her online, and because we had met and we hooked up a few times, I decided in my head, wow, we're having such a great time that I want her to meet the guy I've been dating simultaneously as I've been dating her. Now, I didn't tell her that I was seeing a guy at all, but I didn't think that she needed to know. I didn't think that that was her business. But one day we were talking and we were hanging out at my place. And, we were sitting there, we're having a drink. And I'm like, hey, there's this guy. And I want you to meet him. And she's like, yeah, okay. Who is he? What is he about? I was like, his name is Steve and he's a father. And he's got a couple kids and he lives around the corner and he's great. And he's actually interested in meeting me and you together. Oh, he knows about me? Yeah, I told him you're my friend. He wants us to come over. So she's like, no, I don't feel comfortable going to a guy's house that I don't know. Plus, I didn't even know you were talking to this guy. So who is this guy? So how can I meet him? Okay. So I asked her, well, would you feel comfortable if he came over here? And so that's a big part of it because she was apprehensive at first. She's like, I don't know. I showed her a picture, a couple of D pics, a couple of pics, a couple of, Facebook pictures just to make her feel comfortable. It's a good guy, standard American, great guy, wouldn't bring you around anybody who wasn't good for you and us and this. So she says, okay, but on one condition. Okay, she says, if I don't want to do anything with him, that's my right because I'm not signing up for anything. I'm just down to meet him. I say, okay, and I call him and I let him know, hey, you're coming out, you're coming over, but there's nothing guaranteed. And he's like, I understand. Okay, cool. So how it starts, the night starts. I start at my place. I'm starting to get ready, clean up, get ready to have company. And on that particular day was our day that we already hang out, which was a Tuesday evening, always, right? So it's a Tuesday evening and I was supposed to go and he was supposed to come, but he was like, we've already been drinking and did our thing. You just drive and, you drive since I've been drinking heavily. We had some Captain Morgan and some Coke and some breakfast. You know how it is, what you do, So yeah, it was like a Saturday. And we were hanging out at night, Saturday or Tuesday, but we're hanging out at night. And he goes, you drive. And I usually don't, but I did. So I drove. That's how we get there. All right. We get there. My friend, she says, okay, cool. I'm down to meet him. Let's talk. All right. So we meet up. We start hanging out. Everybody's cool. We're having a fun time. Great conversation. A bunch of laughs. Everybody's comfortable. Dun, dun, dun. Now it comes time for the end of the night. How do we get to the end of the night? I mean, do you guys want the backstory? What is the backstory? The backstory is this. Okay. 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. I would say was casual conversation, music, drinks. 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. a breast came out. Somebody told a joke. I guess it led to that. It's like, what? I tell you these LBGTQ things are so predictable. It's like, see, y'all playing a game and don't want me to know. But that's why I like this group because Steve and Tracy, if we were all friends, we clearly had to be on the same page. So Steve and I had this type of relationship and Tracy and I. But what they both didn't know was I was trying to make it happen for all three of us, but I didn't want to force that on them. So what it is it's like a tryout, like an audition. Let's see who's ready to do this. And then that's what I'm trying to see. Now, what happened on this particular night was she decided he's cool. I like him. He's great and I am having a good time. But due to the simple fact that I have met him just an hour ago or 2 hours ago, I can't do it off of that. Ooh, wish she would have told me that. I could have called somebody different. Girl, I got girls for this. No, it's okay. But but yeah, he's not the type of guy you wanted to pull this one with. If you know what I mean. Some guys you could pull that with. She's not ready. What? So it wasn't that, but it was like, okay, I got it. She wasn't ready. He was okay, but he kind of felt like, wow, what's wrong? I was pouring y'all drinks. I was talking to y'all. I was being the greatest guy he was. I was on the same page. Sorry, she just doesn't feel it. She's just not there. And the moral of the story is, if people aren't there, don't rush them. Don't force a feeling. If they didn't feel it, and you don't, the sparks will fly when they're supposed to. Don't force it. And that's what I mean. I like organic. Be real. Be natural. If you can't be yourself, who are you? Who can you be? So I just, for me with that experience, I realized no means no. And for him, he said he was hurt, and I could tell. But I also said, remember, she didn't say no forever. She said no for tonight. All you got to do is wait. See you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Do that. But let's move on with the story. We ain't got all of this time. Come on. All right. So we all keep hanging out. So she starts saying she wanted to step away with me while he was still there. And I was like, I cannot leave him right here. He's my friend. Imagine you got a man here in your house and she's thinking you can slip away. I mean, I can, but wow, I don't know how he's going to take this. I think he thought he could be a part of it. And it's like men's rights. Men's rights. We need to be a part. It's like, no, you don't need to be a part of that. So not what she thinks, but I also shouldn't step away from my friends. It's a dilemma. Can y'all type that on the screen? What should I do? Step away with her or stay with him? I don't know. I should keep finding a way for us to still be a group. That's what I would try to do, but we couldn't. Long story short, I say, do you mind if I step away with her for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes? He's like, 5, 10 minutes. Cool. Long story short, we are away for about 20 minutes. He comes knocking on the door. Hey, what's up? Hey, can I come in? Can I be a part of, what y'all got going on? And I ask her, can he? And she's like, no, I can't. I said, no. So he goes back to the living room and he sits down and me and her keep chilling for a while. Now I'm thinking cool because I'm thinking like a wingman. I grew up with brothers. I grew up around men. Why can't you just be the wingman? You can't win everything. You can't win every day. Some days you need to let somebody else do what they need to do. Because if the roles were reversed, that's what you would want. Is it not the truth? So end of the day, I'm like, please just go out there and sit down. This is someone I like, and this is what because I've told you about her. So now that I'm getting my chance to win her, can you allow the win so I can win this for the team? Men don't have that type of vision. You got to be farsighted, not nearsighted. We need her. She's awesome. Anyways, he goes, sits back down. Well, I guess after that, and they're like, be real, probably 5-10 minutes. He comes back. Hey, I'm not the type of nigga to play. Take me home right now. And says it loud to the point where it scares her, which she's my guest in my home. And now he done busted my rope. So now he done put real fear in her. Not me. I'm still looking like, I know you playing. Now, she's startled, but because I had to be safe, I said, you know what? Let me just get up, stick to the training, grab my keys, take this man home. Let's go right now. Did that. Got in the car. He was trying to talk. Nope, don't talk. Let me just take you home. We're driving him home. He lived 2.8 miles away. Took him home. He's like, hey, no, don't worry about it. Just go ahead. All right. 8 minutes to take him there. 8 minutes back. I'm gone. I leave my door unlocked. Leave her there. Come back. She's all bent out of shape, apprehensive, feeling like that was a dangerous situation. It was. It was. It was. It was serious. It was out of control because I kind of held back on his reaction. He totally turned up and could have had to get the pew pew if it could have went any different than that. And she felt it in me. She felt the energy shift and she knew how serious it was when I didn't say one word, grabbed my keys, got up and took that man home. So back to the moral of the story. Do not try to combine people without both of them being ready on the same page, because look at that, and I'll use myself as an example. Look at him. Me and him had already been having a little situationship for a couple years, so I thought I knew him. Knowing a person takes more than just having sex and having kids. It takes more than love. You got to really say, I know you inside and out. I've studied you and we have a connection that's out of this world, and I know you. You don't know these people. They're nothing but actors and actresses, and you need to start figuring it out. So all of us, we need to take like a real deep look at it. Okay, what's the point? The point is this. The relationship with her, she was startled, but I was able to calm her down. Relax, give her a massage, lay down, and she did, and we're still engaged, But I don't want to take away from the story. It's not so much that, it's this. That wasn't a good idea, and a good part, I never did that again, ever again. I never forced that on people. I just kind of let things happen naturally now. I think that matching people and trying to pair people sometimes puts too much anticipation in one person, not enough anticipation in another, and then you overthought it, and now none of it happens, and you pissed at both of them, and now everybody gone. So that ain't the type of night. Now, I still had a good night, but I'm looking back at it, and not even looking that far back, because listen, never mind. But the point is this, and the moral of that story mainly was this: these were two people I got to know on a really deep level, of course, which is a sexual level, the deepest level you can have. But to say to this person, you guys make me feel like we could have had it. What your meaning is, we could have had it sexually, but you're trying to combine your real lives. Well, sometimes your real life won't align with your sex life, right? So you're meeting people and you're like, you would be so perfect with me if we didn't have broken homes, children, lives, reality, problems, right? So I think that's what people are not looking at. He was a really, really good friend, and I actually, the next day, he and I spoke, and he apologized, but I apologized too. I said, you know what? I shouldn't have had you there like that. You're a whole man. What was I thinking? He was like, right. He was like, and then that second time he said, I just came in there and asked, can I watch? And she still said no. I agreed with him. Why can't he watch? Never mind. I don't know what people want to do anymore. I'm just from a whole different generation. Some of us, never mind. It was one of those things where you don't know people. We were all getting to know each other. And she just let me know, hey, I'm just really into me and you. I'm not into other things with other people. Cool. So we'll never have that happen again. And then you meet other people. They into only other people. You can never get them alone. So how am I supposed to know? This is complicated, but I'm going to figure it out. But this is an important story because if you find yourself in this type of predicament where you're trying to meet somebody, a homegirl and a man, and you're trying to combine them together and you don't know if you should or could, just don't do that. Let it happen. Let it flow, because that I realized was such a big problem, because I could have lost two people who may have been ready for what we had together, but definitely not ready to combine it. So just in hindsight, looking back at it, I'm like, I learned a very valuable lesson. Won't do that again. So thank you so much for taking
We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about it. We gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk. Tamaya